Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another Shamayim Podcast. My name is Carolina, and today I'm just going to spread my message. Maybe it's always the same message. Maybe it's different. Maybe you're going to like it. Maybe you don't. Doesn't matter. What it matters is that there are millions, billions of people waiting to hear your message. Waiting to hear what's going on in your heart, in your life, because they want to know what's going on in their hearts and in their minds. It is important for us to share and to talk and to communicate, because every phrase, every message will heal, bring forth other messages, right? And we can use everything as a crystal ball if we are aware of our inner conversations, of our soul missions. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed my message. So I'm gonna put on this. I feel like I'm gonna talk about love today, because yesterday I had this insight that happened, and I wanted to bring you all of this good energy and excitement and all of this, but it's gonna be again a trip to the underworld, to the past, to this inner deeper ocean, to this heart of the Mother Earth. And yeah, so as you guys know, in my first videos, I talked a lot about my previous relationships and how I felt about them. And I somehow got caught up in this energy of always being attracting unavailable people. And I've started to do the work, right? The mirror of turning it around. And I realized that I was the one that was unavailable. I was transmitting this unavailable energy towards the universe. I'm just gonna have many videos because it's like there's also celibacy in divine relationships, right? Because we don't have karmic relationships anymore. All our relationships are sacred. They are deep. They are way more than what meets the eye. They are more important than ever before. And so there's also this conversation about celibacy in divine connections, because just like we do the work every day of, like, we meet somebody, we have this conversation, and we have to have that after time of, like, bringing out what the conversation was, right? The physical words, but also the higher inner message that conversation, that interaction brought upon us, right? We have regular conversations with people in the street, with friends, with families, etc. But then when we come home, right, or like in a Buddhist way, when we sit. There's a time where we try to do this investigating work of like bringing out the messages, right? Not only the physical ones, what actually happened, what was the interaction about, what was spoken, etc., but also what was transmitted in that moment, because every moment is sacred, every moment is bringing us a message from the higher realms. And so as we do this work, there's also as we do this work in the microcosmos, right, in those random conversations we have in the street, there's also in the macrocosmos the idea of that whole relationships, right? They also need to have that pause time where we investigate the inner meanings of such interactions, right? And so I talked about soulmate ideas and twin flames relationships, and they always have this period time, right? The separation dynamic, because of that need of us to do this inner work of processing the things, because when we're working with the divine, right, when we're working with the truth, sometimes I get triggered, sometimes most of the time I get triggered, because are we willing to see ourselves through different perspectives? Are we willing to see ourselves in a good way, but also in a bad way? Right? And especially in the spiritual community, we have this idea of being good, right? Of not having flaws, not having darkness somehow. And honestly, there is a time where those ideas of perfection must be dismantled. They must be brought down, because every one of us, right, has flaws. Everyone is perfectly imperfect, and that's what brings magic, right? These two energies, and now we are in autumn, the darkness and the light come together, and that's what's exciting about living, honestly, right? These two complexities. And so I'm gonna talk about yesterday, something that happened to me, because I also talked before about the relationship I had with my ex-boyfriend, and I had this relationship for a long time, and it was like a most sacred relationship, and at the same time it was toxic. But yeah, I got stuck in that relationship for so long, I got stuck. And I thought I got stuck because, first, because of the toxic dynamic, right? Secondly, I thought it was because of karma, right? I'm just this girl who likes this boy and cannot have him, so I suffer. Kind of. And yesterday I saw a deeper truth, and that is why we also need this pause time, because those inner truths are always coming back to us, and our body keeps sending these waves of healing to put out what's no longer necessary. And so these waves of of healing, they come, and sometimes they come in smaller ways, sometimes it comes in bigger ways. And when I met this person, my German ex-boyfriend, we had this funny thing, because back then, before I met him, I was in a deeply meditative state. I was like spirit only, right? It was all about the spirit world. And I kind of left my physical world behind. I didn't care about my body, my personality, my service work, my whatever. It all went. I didn't care. I was so invested in knowing this divine realms and this higher dimensions that I didn't care about anything. And yeah, and in those days when I met him, I was starting to do the opposite, because when you go so much to one side, the other side will show up eventually, right? To make out this balance of the two forces. And we used to have this joke about the meditative girl versus the active girl, or the meditative boy against the meditative boy against the active boy. And yeah, we had this thing. And when I met him, and he was a teacher, or he was to become a teacher. But as we know, the education world of mainstream society is not really educational, right? Because the word education comes from educar. Not say this in Portuguese, but see it in Greek, in Old Greek. And it comes from bringing the knowledge from within, right? And with my child, I'm trying to do this works of Montessori education, or like Waldorf education, because we have everything inside, right? That's the thing we have. We know what we will become, even if we are just a 4-year-old little girl. We know already who we are as adults, as teenagers, as how do you call it, old people. We already had all of that inside of us, and it's and it's I have here my little candle with some herbs, and chill down. And we know that mainstream education these days is much more about putting in, you know how it is. And so my ex-boyfriend, he was about to become a teacher, but he couldn't make it, because he had this dream of bringing spirit world, bringing other dimensions, other education, the real education, to the mainstream society, and he was not able to deal with the rules, the boxes, right? We all are forced to fit in. And so he was also in this phase of like letting go of society, letting go of the rules, letting go of bodies, letting go of of the earth, kind of, to then deliver himself to the spirit and soul. Because of the love, start to mirror each other. And I, that had been in the spirit world, so to say, in the spiritual journey, without being grounded, I realized that I needed to serve, all of that meditation was amazing. I was seeing amazing things, I was having visions, I was having communications, I was pretty happy. But like keeping the meditation, keeping looking at empty walls, was not serving the world, right? And that I had to bring all of that that I knew to the earth. I had to bring it, I had to talk about it. I had to share it. I had to I had to do this work I'm trying to do now. And I'm nobody, okay? I'm not a teacher, I'm not a guru, I'm not anything you possibly can think of. I'm not there, okay? I'm living this with you. And maybe I know more, but that doesn't mean I am more, So please, listen to my messages, but pretend I'm not here. As Carolina, not here, okay? Please don't see my examples. Please don't try to do the same as I. Please don't come and connect to my energy expecting to connect with something higher or divine, because I'm not it, okay? The it is in your heart. The it's within you, okay? I'm just here to remember you. I'm just here to spread the message, okay? And you can kill the messenger, because I know my message is truth, right? I know my message is love. I know my message is community coming together. I know my message is about us saving the world every day with little actions. And my message is of joy. But as I go through my own personal life, right, I'm not an example, okay? We have the examples, we have the masters, we have the guides, we have so much, okay? Please don't get caught up with humans, because when I say humans, you know what I mean, regular people, because we are only here to spread a message. And your work, your job, is to connect with yourself and find your own inner truth. And yeah, my cat is calling me. Just a second. So as I was saying, so I was in this vibe of serving, and meditation is bread, is food, but we have to be balanced, right? We cannot, we need to find balance of yes, we have full access to the spirit world. Yes, it feels so good to be there. Please take me home. Call home, please. But we are here for a purpose. We are here for a reason, right? We are flesh for a reason. And we've seen this all before, and we've been here before, and so it's the same thing, but still there's a reason, right? And yeah, and when I was like in this I'm gonna serve phase, I'm gonna deliver myself to people, I'm gonna share the knowledge I learned because somehow this could affect somebody. I fell in love and I started to look at him and forgot about myself and what I wanted and what was my goals and what was my higher purpose in this earth. And I end up not serving, I end up going back inside and just find the knowledge for my own sake. And I forgot this. And I feel, yesterday I kind of felt that my stuckness wasn't about the relationship. My stuckness in this, my obsession with this relationship, my years and years and years of suffering were only, because I needed to remember this. I needed to do this work. I forgot that there was this dynamic between meditative girl and active girl. And since I did not do my mission, since I did not do what I was supposed to do, right? What I knew I had to do, I got stuck there, right? And like my previous years, for those that know me, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. For those who know me, you know that like I spent the last 2 years, for example, just doing art pieces in a silent way. And I wasn't sharing myself, I wasn't talking, I wasn't appearing. And yeah, because of this, because I had forgotten my mission. And this mission is more important than relationships. This mission is more important than everything in your life. Do you know what your mission is? Where you need to go next? What you need to do? Because if you don't do that thing, you're gonna be trapped. And maybe you wanna work, you wanna have new relationships, make new friends, make all of this. But nothing will work. And you will be insane thinking that maybe this old boyfriend, and if you are listening to this video, really sorry I'm putting you in this, talking to my ex-boyfriend. But yeah, he's a part of my life, so we must deal with it. We are all grown people. And yeah, what do you need to do here? And I forgot of my first intention before I start all of that relationship of years and years and years, like almost 10 years. I forgot my first intention, and that's all the universe ever wanted for me to do, because now things flow. Now I can work, now I can share, now I can talk, now I can do whatever I want. Because it was never about this relationship. And I swear I'm not gonna talk about this ever again. Or I'm gonna try. But like it was, everything was for me to continue my higher mission, and until I didn't do it, and until I didn't heal, until until that moment where I took all of that energy, right? And I start to starve all of that, how to explain? I was in this relationship, right? It made me not feel good because nothing worked with him, nothing worked with my own life, nothing worked, blah, blah, blah. And I blamed the relationship, I blamed someone else. I said, okay, he was not giving me the love, he's not giving me the energy, he was like a energetic vampire, whatever, right? And it was only when I let it go that I had all of this energy to shine, right? And it's only when I started to shine that I realized that before I entered that relationship, that was my mission, and I don't know if you're gonna care about this video, but I also know that every sentence, everything, when you are really awake and you are on your path, everything is a sign, everything is a message for you, right? Like, I don't know, but I can look on Instagram and I can see my crystal ball. Or I can leave the house and listen to other people's conversations, right? And they will be exactly the messages I need, because I am in touch with my own inner soul conversation, right? And if I am in touch with this own soul conversation, I can look at series and they're gonna tell me something. So it's like, yes, I'm gonna share myself. And I'm not gonna consider if this is boring, or if this is useful, or blah, 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 ego stuff. Because I know that there will be a phrase I say, there will be something, anything I say, that's gonna be of use to you, if you really are looking for it. And so, I just wanted to share this for you to, again, same conversations as always, letting go of physical things, right? Not so much, because we have to put them all together, right? The physical and the non-physical, putting it all together. But like, let a little go of the world, right? Of your relationships, of those people, of those circumstances. Let these things go, because what you're looking for is higher messages in it, right? And all of this physicality is important, right? Because it is like this most loving crystal ball where you can see your own soul, where you can see your own emissions, where you can see your own love. So beautiful souls, if this video has resonated with you, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Let us start a conversation, It's cool to have our own ideas or inspiration or intuition of what we're going to share, but it's also it's so heartwarming when we can have interactions and conversations about things we are learning or things we want to learn. And so please share your feedback with me. I love to hear it, and please support me. There's also PayPal, at Shamayimshop. And yeah, thank you so much for being there as always. And I love you guys. I'll see you soon.